Hey everybody, okay, today's workout is going to be a leg routine. For seasoned weightlifters, this will be fairly easy. It's going to feel more like a mobility and flexibility routine for someone who's advanced in their training or in their cardio efforts. For beginners, this will feel like an entry-level workout for the legs, hips, thighs, and lower back. As you can see, we're starting with a squat to a chair and coming up with rotation. The chair is just giving us a predictable level of depth to sit back to. And as you sit toward your heels, touch the edge of the chair, then come up and away and turn to one side. Then we'll transition into a wood chopping action to the same level of depth to the edge of the chair. You'll exhale down, inhale as you swing either a yoga block or book up overhead. We're really aiming for 20 to 30 repetitions, both for that first move and this here wood chopping move. 20 to 30 reps. Inhaling up, exhaling down to the edge of that chair. Next, we'll move the chair out of the way, and we're going to be doing forward lunges using a block or a hardcover book. Step forward with your left leg, reaching down and touching the floor with that block. Then just popping up and back toward your start position. Exhale down and forward, inhale up and back. You can allow the spine to round going forward, but be sure to straighten back up or produce an upright posture as you return to the start position. We're looking for 20 repetitions per leg. Then we'll switch hands, exhaling down, touch the block or book to the floor, controlling the range of depth, exhaling down, inhaling up, aiming for 20 repetitions per leg. Next, we'll take 2 yoga blocks or 2 hardcover books of the equal size. We're going to place the feet in a staggered position, and then the blocks are going to come to either side of your feet where you're directly in between them. We'll be doing a sprinter stretch here, so you'll push up and back, body weight to heels, inhale down looking forward each time. As you drop in, you can put pressure on your hands against those blocks and then just push up and back using both the hands and the legs, aiming for 20 repetitions per leg position. So in this case it's left foot forward. The second set will be the right foot forward. Again, 20 per or 40 or 50 repetitions all together. And from here, start out inhaling as you drop in, exhaling up and back. In between that transition point of switching feet, stand up all together for a moment to allow your system to circulate. Once again, just aiming for 20 to 30 reps per leg position in this here sprinter move. And once these are done, we're going to just transition using the yoga blocks into a push-up position where we have our hands placed on top of the blocks in the sort of middle level height position. And you're going to hold a plank position or a full push-up position for 30 seconds, counting down from 30. While here, focus on bringing your lower back up to the height of your shoulders, not necessarily tucking the pelvis under, keeping your head and neck in line and your elbows a tiny bit rotated backward or elbows soft. From there, we'll transition out into a seated position with your hands just behind your pelvis, fingers pointing outward against the floor. Make sure you're not sinking down in between your shoulder blades. You actually want to feel as though you're using the floor to push yourself tall. Then you're going to gradually squeeze the pelvis up away from the floor into a tabletop position. Be careful not to tip the head way backward. Make sure not to look all the way backwards. You just kind of want to look at the floor or tip the head too far back. You really want to just look toward the ceiling as you squeeze your hips up nice and high. As you drop the pelvis down, see if you could suspend the pelvis between your forearms. So you're either just grazing the floor with your butt or not touching the floor at all, attempting to straighten and lock the knees in between each one, simultaneously pointing the feet back toward you. So there's a lot of detail on that previous move. I would review that once or twice. We're just going to sit at this point and transition into a hip rotation mobility move, and we'll just do 10 in each direction, or 20 altogether. Move yourself into a side plank position from there. Knees are separate. Once you're up in this position, in the side plank, you're going to pull the top leg towards your chest and then kick out straight for 20 repetitions. Pulling in toward you, kicking out to a straight leg for 20. This works the lateral and posterior hip muscles, or the butt area. You can repeat that for both sides, of course, aiming for 10 kicks per leg. Just 10 kicks per leg in the side plank. Next, you'll lie on your back, and we'll be going into a hip bridge position with our feet close together. Once you're here, kick one leg out at the same angle that your body is in, and you're alternating where the pressure goes. So it's going to be left side hip and lower back, then right side hip and lower back, and you're just alternating that kick for 15 per leg, so 30 repetitions all together. Now we'll stand up and we're going to do reverse lunges. Inhaling up, alternating the legs, reaching back with your toe, dropping in. Inhale as you raise, exhale fingertips to the floor, toe reaches back, drop right in. Aiming for 30 repetitions or 15 reverse lunges per leg. Inhaling tall, exhaling as you drop in. Next, standing in the center of your space, we'll do a side lunge and reach, where you step out wide to the side, reach down, fingertips to the floor, and then come up together. You don't have to sit very deeply on these. The deeper you sit, the more potential stress to the knees and to the lumbar spine. So just moving left to right, even if you're only reaching as far as your knees, is going to be more than enough to keep you safe if you don't feel that you have the range of motion available to either sit low or reach deeply. Next, we're going to stand at one end of your mat or space, and we're going to squat and walk out into a plank. These squat walkouts are terrific for the abdominals, the shoulders, as well as encouraging range of motion for the hips, inner thigh muscles, and groin. You're going to sit, force the elbows into the inner thighs to help support that deep squat position. Then just walk out carefully and gently on your wrists into a full plank. In this position, in the squat, you're taking a few seconds to encourage the spreading of the knees. And that's done by way of the elbows, because they end up in between. Inhale, look forward, push the knees apart. And exhale, start walking out to the full plank. Inhale again. Being careful and gentle with your hands, fingers, and wrists. Slow is better in this case. and we're going to aim for 20 repetitions altogether. For our next move, we'll be lying on your back in what is called a supine position. Supine is just lying on your back. It refers to that position where you're laying down. You're going to do a figure 4 hip and lower back mobility exercise here. So you're going to feel a stretch, but there is a bit of abdominal activity as well here. It's kind of passive. In that figure 4 or leg cross position, you're moving left to right. I would aim to go in the left to right direction for 10 repetitions with the left foot up, then 10 repetitions with the right foot up. Next, with your feet just on the floor, mat or towel width apart, just waver the legs and knees left to right, external rotation, internal rotation, to put some mobility through the sacrum and sacroiliac joints. Next, we'll be side lying using either a pillow or a yoga block as a pillow. We'll be peeling open with a deep inhale from the upper body only. Knees are together and just relaxed to one side. Aim to do 10 repetitions, inhaling open and then exhaling closed, hands together. Hands together, knees bent, inhaling open, exhaling forward. Once again, 10 repetitions per side. Next, we'll come up seated, hands behind your pelvis, similar to what we did early on. You're going to grasp the knees just below the kneecaps on each leg. That's going to give you support to sit tall, and you're going to roll and waver the knees in one direction and then rotate them towards the opposite direction. And keeping the hands in a firm grip on the upper shin is going to allow you to attempt to sit tall as you come to the left and come to the right, keeping the navel in the whole time. This is more of a stretch for the hips. And that's going to complete our leg workout for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again the next time around. You can always email me at adamsappleny@mac.com. Thanks a lot.